All right, we're talking about actionable signals, which is truly the heart of the strat. So, the difference between guessing and actually trading, it all comes down to actionable signals. They're not just patterns, they're setups that give us reason to take a trade. So, it's a clean plan of when to take a trade, when to exit a trade, and when I know like maybe this trade is the wrong trade. So, what is an actionable signal? It's a signal that is a specific candlestick setup that gives us information that tells us like there are traders trapped somewhere, right? It's a pattern that when it's triggered has a high chance of leading to price movement. So the actionable part of actionable signal equals you can take action on it. So an actionable signal gives you three things: a trigger, which is telling you where to enter; a stop, which is telling you where you're wrong. If the trade is the wrong trade, it will tell you where to stop; and a target, which is magnitude, which is where you're trying to go. Okay, so three things: a trigger, a stop, and magnitude. Those are the basic things that you need to know about actionable signals. Why do they work? You can think of it as people in the market are, let me rephrase, let me try and simplify. Actionable signals work because trading is a game of imbalance. So for you to win, someone has to be on the wrong side of that trade. And actionable signals help us spot when they realize their mistake, and that's why we can trade against them. So they work because of certainty through failure. So we now have people that we're trading against. And there are many types of actionable signals. I'm going to run through all of these. This is like the actionable signals cheat sheet. You have inside bar reversals. So we've talked about what an inside bar is, right? So inside bars are number ones. So if we have a 2 down, right? Inside bar, 2 up, that's reversal. The inside bar, right, is giving us the reversal because this goes down. Then we have an inside bar and this goes up. That's our reversal. So that's why it's called an inside bar reversal. Same thing can happen. If this is up, inside bar, then that goes down. Okay? So we have a 2-1-2, down or up. And then we can also have a 3-1-2. So if this is an outside bar, which is a 3, and then the inside bar will still give us our reversal. So if this is a 3 down, inside bar, we can go 2 up, and so on and so on. So reversal means it's going the opposite way. Continuations. If we have a 2 up, still we have this inside bar, and it goes 2 up. That's a continuation to the upside because it's up, consolidation, up, right? So these are all that. 3-1-2, 2-1-2. Really study this sheet. You should be able to know these by heart. Okay. A 2-2 reversal. I'll explain this chart as well. So if we have, let's say this is a 2 down, right? That's what the 2D is. So pardon me, this candle would be the 2 down, then this is a 2 up. So it's reversing direction. Okay. That's what that is, right? It can happen with a 3-2-2, or it can just be a 2-2. So 2 down, 2 up, 2 up, right? Because it broke the high of this candle, 2 up, 2 down, and so on and so on. So the way to read this, let me zoom in. This black line is your entry point. This green line is your target. Okay? So it's giving you that. And we talked about that, right? So the actionable signals give you a trigger. So a trigger would be where you enter. That's your entry. They give you a stop. So your stop can be, and your stop is honestly dependent upon how you're trading. If you're trading commons, it's a little different. For me, because I'm trading options. Ooh, pardon me. I think because I'm trading weekly options, my best stop is at the open of this candle. Oh, sorry, the close of this candle, the top line here. But ultimately, you can put it at the highest high of that candle. It really depends on the time frame. So entry, stop, and target, right? Target is the low of the previous candle, right? So if this is my entry, boom, then I want to go down to this low. If this is my entry, then I want to go up to this high. That's my target. That's where I'm trying to get to. Okay. So yeah, that is also called, so my expected target is also called magnitude. So if you hear someone say magnitude, that means their expected target. It's often a recent pivot point, right? That's a pivot point. Or top or bottom of a range. So that is that. I'm going to keep going through these, a Momo hammer, so a momentum hammer and or shooter. So 2, and then you have still a 2 up. So this is still a continuation up, but you can see how this is a hammer, right? You can see how this is a shooter. You should know these candle types, right? This is a shooter candle. This is a hammer candle. And the Momo is really just for momentum, okay? 3-2 reversal. Oh, actually, let's do 1 bar RevStrat. So you have inside bar, reversal, RevStrat. This is a RevStrat. And really, like, you just got to study these. 3-2 reversal. So this is a 3 down. We go 2 up. This is a 3. We can go 2 down. 3s can't be up or down, pardon me. This is just a 3 and then 2 up. 3, 2 down. Okay, so this is a green 3, which means it was... 3s aren't really up or down. I would really argue that. But let's say this is a 3 up because it is green. So a bullish green and a bearish 2 down. So that's why it is a reversal. It's going up to down. Okay. And then the PMG. So PMG means pivot machine gun. And just read this, right? Like, it's a cluster of pivot points. So this is my 2, right? We have this failed 2 down. We have a 2 down, 2 up, which is this. Come on. 2-2 reversal, right? 2 down, there's my entry point, 2 up. 2 down, there's my entry point, 2 up. But when you have pivot points like this, right? The highs of the candles are pivot points. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a cluster of previous pivot points. And so the likelihood of it blowing through all of those pivots is higher when they step down like this or when they climb up like this, right? Same thing. This is a 2 down and it goes through all of these pivots, okay? So when price breaks the first reversal, it causes all previous long or short traders to be forced out and exit their trades, right? Because everyone is long here. They're long, 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 long. Then they see this. This instantly scares people out. When it goes below that, it scares them out. And that's why the price moves with such aggression. Okay. You want to go through this just consistently. So we have the 1 bar RevStrat, 2 bar RevStrat. We've already talked about broadening formations, and then continuities we have also mentioned. So study this sheet. You need to know inside bar reversals, inside bar continuations, right? You always want to be playing off inside bars. Like, these are really great signals to just know. Inside bar, up or down, whatever that trigger is, you need to be aware of that, right? You should be able to say a 3-2-2, a 1-3 up, or a 2-1-2, 1-2-2, right? We should be able to know those off the top of our heads. So study this chart, look for it on charts. I can do a few of those with you. Let's see here. Maybe this is a good one. Okay, so let me zoom out to the daily chart. A lot easier. Let's see what Tesla has to give us. All right, so inside, right? 2-1. So this is your entry. Boom. 2. This would be your target. Let me draw it out, actually. May be helpful. Oh, that's my longest video yet. All right. So 2-1-2. Entry. Target. Right? Target 1. Target 2. Well, if it would let me draw it. And honestly, this series is about the basics of the strat. So you should really be taking your profit at target 1 until you learn more about the strat. So I just want you to have the basics that you can at least start to see how things work and understand. So really, this is your entry. This is your exit, right? You've hit your target. So I'm gonna stick to that in terms of just getting the basics. And then, you know, you have a 2-1-2 here. 2, 1, 2. So this is my target, right? The low of that candle. Entry, down, low. Got it. Same thing here. Inside bar, right? Boom, boom. And maybe I'll make individual... I don't think I want to make 2 videos on actionable signals. So I'm going to talk about the types. So that was a 2-1-2 reversal, right? So I'll show them again. 2-1-2 reversal is a strong move, right? Followed by a pause and then a flip in the other direction. So strong move, up. This would be your pause, right? Because inside bars are consolidation. That's what I talked about in the candle type video. So strong move up, consolidation, strong move the other way. Up, consolidation, down. That's why it's a reversal. It reversed. It was going up. Now it's going down. Okay. You have a 2-2 reversal. Let me find one. Let me find one. Well, I may have to make a specific video for that. I don't see one straight out the gate. Okay, here. Well, I don't love that one. All right. Let me also pull this up because I forgot what I was talking about. Oh. 2-2 reversals. Great. So here, this is one. I really wanted to find one that was similar to the chart. So you can see here, this is a 2-down hammer. Well, it looks like a failed 2-down, but it's a 2-down hammer, right? So similar, right? 2-down hammer, 2, 2, reversal, boom. So entry, target, okay? So you have 2-2 reversals. So that's 2 strong moves, right? Back to back, but in opposite direction. So it's a momentum reversal. This goes down, can't stay down, it hammers. Then we go up the next day, okay? Then you have the 1-2-2 RevStrat, which I'm trying to find one right off the gate. I don't see one straight off. I don't want to spend too much time on that. Where is it on the sheet? What did I call it? Oh, a 1-2-2. Okay. Which is really just a 2-2. I don't know if I would call it a 1-2-2. Because a 2-2 is just a failed breakout that reverses, right? So that is similar to this. Let me do a RevStrat. So, 1, this is an inside bar. 1, 2, 2. Okay? It's very similar to the 2-2 reversal, but it has like a failed breakout, if that makes sense. So, I couldn't find one on the Tesla chart like right off, but so you have an inside bar and then it goes down, right? It actually gap. This one actually looks like a gap, but it goes down, right? It still hits its target. And then the next day you have this hammer, right? Which looks similar to this. Boom, 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 right? So then we go up. That's why it's a RevStrat. And then you have the measured mood, which is the Momo hammer. I'm trying to think if I have seen one on Tesla recently. This is Momo shooter. So entry here, boom, down. Technically, this you could argue this is a Momo hammer too. So that would be the momentum. I know this was like a little scattered, but I just want to be clear. Like this is literally the heart of the strat. So you've got to know your actionable signals, and maybe I will do like individual videos on these. I'm trying to debate in the moment. No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to make this video a little bit longer. I want to talk about the higher probability ones. The higher probability trades are reversals, right? Because they show a clear failure. So continuations depend on momentum and are less reliable past their magnitude. What does that mean? That means I want to find a failure. And maybe I should use a chart that doesn't have so many lines. Let me do a ticket that I don't trade. Okay. Nothing is really failing right now because they're longing the whole market. But something has had to have failed. So let me just zoom out a bit. Sorry for the delay. All right, let's see if we can do something with target. So, yeah. Let's draw some bonding formations here. Okay, so I am talking about reversals. Reversals have a higher probability because they show a clear failure, right? So this 2 down, 2 up. It didn't make, right? It made a lower low, but it didn't expand the bonding formation. Well, actually it did. Man, finding examples in real time is a little difficult, but I don't want to restart this video. Okay, let me think. Okay, I will have to make a video on reversals. Sorry about that. Shit, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. So, the beginner's best friend is the 2-1-2. Let me talk about that. So, the 2-1-2, because inside bars are just a lot easier to spot, right? And so, as you're beginning, if you want to learn just one strat setup, make it this one, right? The 2-1-2 reversal is clean, reliable, and it's all over the place. So, the first bar is a 2. I don't ever trade this. Let me find something that I do trade that'll be a lot easier for me to spot. Okay. This is my favorite ticker, NVIDIA. So, 2-1-2, right? And they're on every chart, they're everywhere. I'm just so used to looking at specific tickers that I can do this a lot quicker on those tickers, right? So 2, 1, 2. What does that mean? This is my entry. And this works on every time frame. You don't just have to do it on the day. And remember, the 12-hour is the daily chart as well, like same chart. This works on the 5-minute, on the 15-minute, on the hour. It doesn't matter. And that's one of the best things about the strat is you can do this on any time frame that you want. Okay? So this is my first target. Then you don't have a second target up here, right? These pivots. But for the sake of ease, right? Entry, exit, right? So 2-1-2 is one of the most beginner-friendly trades in the strat, or actionable signals in the strat. The first bar is a 2, which is a strong move in one direction, right? That's a strong move down. Second bar is inside. And the third is the opposite direction, right? That flips it. Boom. That's why it's a reversal. Okay, and reversals are so strong, again, because reversals show clear failure. This was going down, it couldn't keep going down, right? Which means it has to go up. Okay, this is also a reversal, right? It's a 2-2 reversal. This was going up, right? And it's going up because it crossed the top of this previous candle, right? It opens here, it gaps up, and it comes all the way down, which means that the buyers couldn't keep buying, right? This started selling. So this is my 2-2 reversal. Entry, target. Let me just move this actually. Target. Boom. Target 1. Then you have target 2 here. Target 2. Okay. So those are those, right? 2-1-2, most beginner friendly. And it works because the inside bar shows hesitation. The third bar breaks the other way. It traps the first group of traders, right? These traders were trying to short, but now it's gone the other way. So these people have to get out. They're losing money, right? And that's what you're betting against. You're betting against those people who were short. That's why this works, okay? And then I talked about the 2-2 reversal, which is a momentum flip, right? You'll see this one a lot as well. This 2-2 reversal situation, okay? You'll see it a ton, and it works because the first 2 traps traders, right? We were here, we were going up, we couldn't keep buying, so now they're trapped, right? And the second candle is like, nah, like they're gonna flush the heck out of this. They're gonna just sell that, which invalidates everything, right? It tells us the aggressive group is now in charge, right? This is that short. Bonus, let's not do bonus. Let's just keep the basics. So that's the basics, right? So look for 2-2 reversals at key areas like Browning formations, previous highs or lows, and you should be really Gucci on it. I don't know why I said Gucci. Okay. And FTC can usually help you with that in terms of confirming confirmation. So I think we're going to stop there. This was a little bit more hectic. I really wanted to simplify, and I may have made this more difficult. So I apologize if I have. But truly, this is what you should be studying. This entire sheet. Let me zoom back out. This entire sheet is what you should know by heart. Okay? It's really important. Again, this is the heart of the strat. Without it, this just won't work for you. So, again, just to simplify as much as possible, actionable signals gives you 3 things: a trigger, which is an entry point, a target, which is where you should be taking profit, and an exit. This one's not, I don't know why they're not drawn on this, but your exit can be either the open of the previous candle, of your trigger candle, or the lowest low if you're longing, and opposite if you're shorting, right? So then the open would be up here, and then the high of that candle. All right, so that's what actionable signals give you. The most beginner friendly actionable signal is a 2-1-2 reversal. Okay, reversals, not continuations, reversals. Continuations are great, but reversals are higher probability because you're trading against people. Okay, 2-1-2 is like 2-1-2 continuation is like right under the reversals. So trading inside bars is the most beginner friendly, and then you can have the 2-2 reversals if you can't seem to find inside bars that align with time frame continuity. All right.